Hi, scientists. Today we're going to start our first design lab in grade 9. I want to draw your attention to the design lab guide. We'll use this guide as a checklist as we work our way through the different sections of the lab reporting cycle. In today's investigation, we're going to look at answering this question. How does changing the potential difference that's applied to a circuit affect the current? We're going to start by taking a look at how to make a prediction or a hypothesis. So let's start with the rubric. The hypothesis is part of the thinking portion as we are inquiring and designing our investigation. So let's zip down to the highest level of performance and see how the hypothesis is described. In a hypothesis, we want to formulate and explain a testable hypothesis using correct scientific reasoning. Formulate means phrase a hypothesis that provides a description of what you expect is going to take place when you change one variable and you're describing the change you think will happen to the other variable. Remember that explain means to give details and say why the change is going to happen. What's that based on? It's based on correct scientific reasoning. So what do you know already about potential difference and current? What have you experienced already as you've designed circuits and taken measurements using the PhET simulation? When we look back at the lab guide, there are some things to remember under hypothesis. Again, the hypothesis is what you think the outcome will be, and referring specifically to the change in the independent variable and how it will impact the measured, calculated variables, also known as the dependent variable. We're going to phrase it in this format, if, then. And here's an example. If the temperature of water increases, then the rate at which an ice cube melts will increase. So think about what that means if we change the independent variable. Then what kind of change do we expect to see in the dependent variable? Remembering to explain why. Why do we think that's going to happen? If it's based on past experience, describe the past experience. If you can prove it mathematically, because we do know a couple of formulas, do they help us to make our case? You're also able to do research on this. And when you do research, make sure that you include the correct citation information and a short bibliography in your report. So, good luck phrasing your hypothesis, scientists. That's the first step.